Hey gang, Rodin here. Welcome on back to the Cade as we are pretty much in the home stretch of our revisitation of Metal Gear Solid from 1998 for the PS1. In the last episode, we got our first up-close and personal glimpse of the big old Metal Gear Rex, and we learned a whole heap and heck of a lot about what it's designed for and what it's going to be used for. The big thing now that we're aware of is that instead of it firing a dummy warhead, it's going to be armed with a live nuclear warhead that will be shot out of its massive railgun to a nuclear test site in China as a way to essentially initiate a global takeover by Liquid Snake. So what we need to do is we have already entered in the first key to disarm Metal Gear, and now we are down in the meat locker again because we needed to have the key change shape. We found out we've had the key that can disarm Metal Gear the whole time, but it is also a thermomorphic key that is sensitive to temperature. So the second key we had to input, we have to freeze the key, which is why we are down here. Now that it has changed, we can go back. And before I do, I will lob a good old chaff grenade to avoid getting shot at by the many gun turrets that are in this room. Staying out of the middle of the floor because the middle of the floor has traps as well. And then coming in hither. Now, I will have to say, of all the variations of Metal Gear that have been built over the years and put into the many Metal Gear games, Metal Gear Rex is probably still my favorite overall design. In Metal Gear Solid 2, they introduced Metal Gear Ray, who was an amphibious two-legged tank. It's more streamlined and not as strong as Metal Gear Rex, but the overall design of Rex is, I like it the best. In fact, it was partly based on this that they incorporated the Metal Gear that is in Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain. Somewhat echoes this design. And in Metal Gear Solid 4, we get to go back and see Metal Gear Rex again, but as it's after this game, it is not anywhere in the same shape it was. So equip the PAL key.
Okay, there goes PAL code number 2. Next comes PAL number 3. Warm the key.
So now we got to go back to the blast furnace. Alright, put him down again, grab some more SOCOM bullets. And we will have to matriculate our way back one more time. But before I do that, I want to put on my body armor. Just in case I run into anybody between there and here. Now, when we get to the blast furnace, there are definitely guards there we're going to have to deal with. We may have to deal with more going up. So we've got to go up 2 elevators that we came down. One of them, we had another machine gun battle with a group of supposedly elite genome soldiers, but, I mean, it wasn't too crazy. It was similar to the elevator fight we had getting out of the communications tower, except that one, they were invisible, and they're not in this one. Alright, and we book around this corner again. Still avoiding those floor traps. Whoop. And now we got guards here. Alright, put him down. And we get on the elevator and we start working our way back up. Now, if I recall, we have a lengthy conversation on at least one of these elevators through the codec. And the Ravens are still flying around, even though Vulcan is long gone. In fact, they consumed him after we put him down. Alright, we've got 4 of 5 rations.
Snake, it's about
And
Naomi
there's
Hunter.
Miller again
You
with
should
more
talk to the
about
Colonel.
Naomi.
He's looking into it.
Turn your monitor off.
Okay, it's off. No one else can hear us. Go ahead.
Sorry, but I didn't want the Colonel to hear.
Of course you did.
Okay, so what's up?
I've got a good friend in the Pentagon.
Yeah.
He's the one who told me about it. It looks like the DIA recently developed a new type of assassination weapon.
An assassination weapon?
Snake, have you ever heard of something called Fox Dye?
No. Fox dye. Liquid and the others were talking about it.
Yeah. It's some kind of virus that targets specific people. I don't know all the details, but
What are you trying to say?
it's too similar.
What is?
The cause of death. Didn't the Arms Tech president and the DARPA chief, I mean, Decoy Octopus, die of something that looked like a heart attack?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, Fox Dye kills its victims by simulating a heart attack.
No. You're telling me that Naomi was behind it?
Snake, try to remember. Did Naomi give you some kind of injection?
The nanomachines.
She was in the best position to have done it, but I don't know what her motive was.
Does the Colonel know?
I'm not sure. But he still hasn't questioned her.
Okay.
So now we have
I'll
entered
ask
the
him
escape
myself.
from New York /
Colonel, what's
LA
new with the Naomi situation?
portion of this
I just
game.
placed Naomi under arrest.
Arrest?
She was sending coded messages towards the Alaskan base. I didn't want to believe it, but she must be working with the terrorists.
Are you sure?
I'm afraid so. She's being interrogated now.
What kind of interrogation?
Well, I'd like to avoid the rough stuff, but we don't even have any sodium pentothal here.
Call me if you find out anything.
So it's true, isn't it?
Naomi,
That means the fox dye vaccine must be around somewhere.
Listen, I've got bigger things to worry about.
But Snake, you might be infected too, you know.
All I can do is leave it up to the Colonel.
So, if you're not familiar with Escape from New York or Escape from LA, they were John Carpenter movies from the 80s/early 90s. Escape from New York is the better movie, but in each of those movies, our hero, Snake Plissken, gee, any coincidence between the name there, gets injected in the first one with nanobombs in his neck. That will explode if he does not rescue the president inside of 24 hours. So now we head up this elevator, and I would imagine we're going to have another prolonged codec chat. Nope, we're just going to get all the way up here. Alright, anything we can pick up while we're over here? More FAMAS bullets. More SOCOM bullets. Is there anything over there that I'm missing? More FAMAS bullets. Okay. Okay, so if I remember it right, there is a spot I went to over here. Whoop. And now I just have to wait, because this key, as it has done, has now switched. So now we come back here, and now we've got to go back the way we came, get all the way down to Metal Gear again. And on the way down, I know we're going to have at least one more codec chat. Because we got to move the story along. We're already hit 15 minutes through this episode. Back down here. Ow. Quit shooting at me. And yes, I could have just easily dropped the chaff grenade, but I don't have many of them left. And now the Ravens are back. Now, even though we're going back down into the cold, in all the times I've played this game, I don't think I've ever had a point where this has changed on me being in the cold room.
Snake, can you hear me?
And there's Naomi of all people.
Naomi? What the hell?
Campbell and the others are busy right now. I'm on a different codec.
You think?
Naomi, is what the Colonel says true?
Of course it is.
Yes. But not everything I said was a lie.
Who are you?
I don't know myself. I don't know my real name or even what my parents looked like. I bought all my identification. But my reason for getting into genetics was true.
Because you want to know yourself, right?
That's right.
And we
I
even
want
get
to
the
know where
emotional
I came
piano
from.
behind this.
My age, my race, anything.
Naomi.
I was found in Rhodesia sometime in the 80s. A dirty little orphan.
Rhodesia? What's now known as Zimbabwe?
Yes. Rhodesia was owned by England until 1965, and there were lots of Indian laborers around. That's probably where I got my skin color from, but I'm not even sure about that.
Naomi, you're too worried about the past.
So
Isn't
she's
it
of
enough to
Indian
understand
heritage,
who you are
which you
now?
wouldn't be able to tell on a
Understand who I am
spinach
now?
green
Why should I?
screen
No
like
one else
this.
tries to understand me. I was alone for so long until I met my big brother and him.
Your big brother.
Yes, Frank Yeager.
Boom.
What?
He was a young soldier when he picked me up near the Zambezi River. I was half dead from starvation, and he shared his rations with me. Yes, Frank Yeager. The man who you destroyed was my brother and my only family.
No. Gray Fox?
We survived that hell together, Frank and I.
So yes, Gray Fox, who we fought already in this game
my one
as the
connection.
Cyber Ninja, is Naomi's
The only
brother,
connection I have to
apparently.
my past.
And he brought you back to America.
No. I was in Mozambique when he came.
Who is he? You mean Big Boss?
Yes. He brought us to this land of freedom, this America. And then he and my brother went back to Africa to continue the war. And that's when it happened. You killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. I vowed revenge and joined Foxhound. I knew it was my best chance to meet you, and I prayed for the day that I would.
So, were your prayers answered?
Yes. I waited 2 long years.
To kill me? Is that all you cared about?
Yes. That's right. 2 years. You were all I thought about for 2 long years. Like some kind of twisted obsession.
Some
You
kind.
still hate me?
Not exactly. I was partly wrong about you.
What about Liquid and the others?
I'll have my revenge on them too.
Naomi, you didn't kill that doctor too, did you? The one that used Gray Fox for his genome experiments?
Dr. Clark? No. That was my brother. Afterwards, I covered it up and helped him hide out.
So that ninja, I mean Gray Fox, he's come here to kill me?
I don't think so. I think he just came here to fight you. I wasn't sure before, but now I think I understand. A final battle with you. That's all he lives for. I'm sure of it.
Fox, no.
So we get to settle the
tell
score
me
with
something.
him, apparently.
About Fox Die? Fox Die is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. First, it infects the macrophages in the victim's body. Fox Die contains smart enzymes created through protein engineering. They're programmed to respond
And now we get a
to
bit more
specific
monologuing.
genetic patterns in the cells.
Those enzymes recognize the target's DNA?
Right. They respond by becoming active and using the macrophages. They begin creating TNF-epsilon.
Huh?
It's a type of cytokine, a peptide which causes cells to die. The TNF-epsilon is carried along the bloodstream to the heart, where they attach to the TNF receptors in the heart cells.
And then they cause a heart attack?
The heart cells suffer a shock and undergo an extreme apoptosis. Then, the victim dies.
Apoptosis? You mean the heart cells commit suicide? Naomi,
That is
What?
not a pleasant
you
way to
must
go.
have programmed that thing to kill me too, right? Do I still have time? Naomi, I don't blame you for wanting me dead, but I can't go yet. I still have a job to do.
Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use Fox Dye.
Huh? You weren't?
No. You were injected with Fox Dye as a part of this operation. I just wanted to let you know that. No, that's not the whole truth.
Huh?
The real thing I wanted to tell you was... Snake,
Hey, what are you doing?
Snake!
Naomi!
Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized transmissions.
What?
Naomi's been removed from this operation.
What happened to Naomi?
That was convenient.
What did she mean when she said that Fox Dye was a part of this operation? Colonel, let me talk to her.
I won't. She's under arrest.
Colonel, you double-crossed me.
Snake, there's no time for that.
Oh, really?
Right now, your job is to stop Metal Gear. Okay, Snake?
We don't have time for that. So what really is to stop me from just letting Liquid and Ocelot launch a nuke at you at this stage? If I'm Snake, having gone through all this and then finding out I've been injected with something that's essentially going to kill me, if it doesn't kill everybody else around me first. Alright, which way are you going? Alright, more chaff grenades, which is good. And we get another ration. So good to see Rex hasn't gone anywhere. Big fella's still where we parked him. Ooh, go back around and pick these up. There is a little bit of video game logic that holds in this game, which is if there is stuff that you have found in abundance in an area, then that means you are definitely going to need it for later. And having this many chaff grenades sitting here this late in the game, That means we're likely going to need it for whatever is next. Otherwise, why have them here? Because we made it this far without having chaff grenades, or at least not a ton of them. And now we've picked up enough that we've got 16 of 27. So what I love about having the SOCOM, because the SOCOM allows you, it will track where your potential enemy is. Alright, so we equip the panel key. Lob in one more chaff grenade. And we pop the key in. And we should be home free.
Number 3 confirmed. PAL code entry complete. Detonation code activated.
Ruh-roh!
Ready for launch.
We just armed
Deactivated it.
Metal Gear.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code, even with Mantis' psychic powers.
So it turns out that
couldn't
Miller
read his mind.
has been leading us on the whole time, and he hasn't exactly been subtle about it.
During the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to Fox Die.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning, just to get me to input the detonation code?
Derp.
You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
Who do you
In any
think he
case,
is?
The launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Die vaccine to me. Their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Ah, poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
The calls were coming from inside the house.
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother.
Liquid. How the...
You've served your purpose. You may die now.
Now, how the heck they've gone this long without realizing that was actually Liquid and not whoever Master Miller was?
Snake, that's bulletproof glass. You can't break it with an ordinary weapon.
Can't you open the security lock here?
I'll try. Just hold on for a minute.
Well, unfortunately, having the gas mask on will help.
I hacked into security. Snake, I'm opening the door.
And we just saw Liquid go by. So, we are at a half an hour. But that also means we are at the spot where I'm assuming it is now the showdown with him and Metal Gear. So, what we're going to do is we're going to stop it here. Because what better way to end it than on a cliffhanger of this magnitude? But in the next episode, we will square it with Metal Gear and with Liquid Snake, and very, very possibly put an end to this game. We'll see what happens. So, in the meantime, if you've been enjoying the content, as always, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of new episodes as they come out. And as always, my name is Ron. It's been great to spend this time with you. Be safe, be well, happy gaming. We will talk to you in the next one. Bye.